Good morning, day 35, and it's windy but beautiful here. So my video is landscape today. I'm trying to make it look more professional. Anyway, I'm going to work out how I try and get my handwork in a landscape video. Anyway. Today I wanted to go through some more the basic steps for people who have gone and bought themselves a crochet hook and some wool and I go too fast. So Jen, this is for you, and hopefully I'm a little slower, and I've got the Granny Square book to help me out with stitches. I'm going to use a six mil and some thicker wool so you're able to see it a bit better. Right, so firstly, how you hold your crochet hook. The hook bit faces you, and you use your wrist with turning movements, but the hook bit faces you. Right, so let's do, I think yellow will be possibly easy to see. Now, to do the starting knot, so you wind it around your finger and make a little loop, and then see your loop there, and then with the end you just push that end back through the loop and pull it and close the knot before you pull the end all the way through, and that's your first loop. Sorry, it's called a slip knot. Anyway, you can do it with your crochet hook too, but it's just as easy to do it with your fingers. So you stick your crochet hook in your first loop of your slip knot and tighten it a little. Right. Now, holding your wool. So I've got the crochet hook in my hand with the hook bit facing me. I've got the rest of the hook tucked under my hand, and I'm holding the end with my thumb and forefinger at the moment so I can keep the tension on it. In this hand, I've got my wool tucked under my little finger, and I am having to think about it. So it's wrapped around my finger like that because that's what I keep the tension on, and this is my guide finger, and I am going to now hold that little loop with that so I can free up my hand, and I'm going to wind the crochet hook outwards and over. So outwards and over, and I'm going to pull that through that little loop. Right, let's do it again. Outwards and over and through. Outwards and over and through. So this is a chain. Outwards and over and through, outwards and over and through. So outwards, over, hook it in the hook and pull it through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a chain. Now to join your loop and make a loop, right at the end where you did your slip knot, you put your hook back between the yarn. If you pull your slip knot too tight, then it's harder to do. And then while you've got those two on there, you pull your back thread to the front and you go over the top and hook it and pull it through. So that's the slip, and we have our circle. So we're going to do 3 chain. So that's the hook facing you, push it out, turn it over and pull it through. Push it out, turn it over, pull it through. Push it out, over the top, pull it through. And that's your 3 chain. So because you did a little slip knot to start with here, you can actually tighten it when you finish doing that loop. Okay, so a treble is pushing it out, pulling your needle over, so you've got one on the hook. You turn it and put it through the main circle, and then you hook your hook over the top and pull that yarn back through the hole, and then over the top and pull it through the hole, over the top. Yeah, push it back, roll it over the top, pull it through the hole. Push it back, roll it over the top, pull it through the 2 holes, and that's a treble. Now if it all seems too hard still, that's okay. And you want a hug, let me know, and I have a couple of really lovely hugs that I can post to you. 2, 3. So I think I try and go slow. The stitches are in the first part of the Granny Square book by Margaret Hubert, Hubert, and I know it was got from a Paper Plus, so you might want to get yourself one of these books because it's quite handy and it shows you pictures, and it's it's probably a better guide that you can go back to over and over. But yeah, anyway, looks like we're starting a new centre. Gosh, I don't even know if I managed to get that on camera. We'll have a look at it and decide a bit later. So, right. So we have a banana yellow centre. Not to worry. I have banana and lime wool and a white. So might be quite fun to make a nice little chunky blanket. So yeah. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, and over the back, flip it over, stick it through the hole. 1, 2, over the back, flip it over, stick it through the hole. 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, and then going up, we're going to do a slip stitch, so sticking it through the first chain and pushing your needle up, and then grabbing the yarn and pulling it back through the hole, and then instead of winding the wool around, just taking that same stitch and sticking it through pulling it through the last loop. Right, and so 3 chains, pushing it back, rolling it over, pulling it through, pushing it back, rolling it over, pulling it through, pushing it back, rolling it over, pulling it through. And then we're going to do trebles into the back. So yeah. Anyway, we're on our way to making a new centre. One, two, three. So I'm thinking of coming to Tauranga as when the borders open properly. Anyway, there's a bit of tripping around I'm supposed to do, and then there's some stuff that I would love to do, and going to Tauranga is one of them. And yes, standing on the beach at the Mount, that would be lovely. And yeah, so Jen, when I'm over there, I can help you with getting started. Yeah. Anyway, go back and look at day 4 as well. So some of the hardest things about making the stitches is not the stitch itself, it's how you hold your wool and how you hold your crochet hook. And so even that is something to practice before you sort of try and make stitches. Sorry, it's so automatic. Yeah. Trying to slow it down. Over the top. Up. We're on a corner. 2, 3, and into the loop. And going up. Finding the end. Woo, that's a tricky bit. Let's find the end. Here we go. Joining. So joining, what I do is I put the needle through the hole where I want to join it. I made a loop with the yarn I want to start. I hook it over the hook and I hold the work and I pull it through each hole. And then the next bit I do is I chop an end, leaving it nice and long so that I can stitch it back in. And then I tie the ends together in a reef knot, and I'm not sure that this works for me being so high. Right, we'll have another go. Right, anyway, we're this far along and it looks like this. Sayonara, and I'll try again.